Good evening and welcome back. Shamima Begum, stripping citizenship puts at risk of hanging, court hears. Oh, again with the tears. I thought you were going to see your mother. Yes, so this is kind of not true, but more so, lol, no, not our problem. If you have a city walls, you don't allow a traitor back into your city, especially one that has tried to wreak havoc on your city and then gone, oh yeah, seems like we're not winning anymore. Let's try and come back in. It's like, lol, no, because we can't trust you, and that's exactly it. It's not a sob story. It's not as if someone wasn't involved at all and was then just kept against their will. No. This is somebody who actively partook in the activities happening in the camps and tried to radicalise people more and instructed people in order to go out killing against British aid, essentially. So this is treachery and this is treasonous. So as far as I'm concerned, no, you'll be stripped of your British citizenship. If you don't wish to be British, then you won't be British, and that doesn't just go for her, of course, that goes for everybody else. That if you don't want to be British, if you don't want to try to make Britain a better place, then if you don't want to be a part of it, then you won't be. It's really that simple. If you're coming to a country to colonise it, then no, you can't be here either. It's as simple as that. We are going to protect ourselves first and foremost, and if you wish to help out, then yes, of course we will let you come in. You can assimilate, we will trade with you, and all that good stuff. But if you try to take us over, then no, we will politely but firmly ask you to leave. And if you don't, we will be less polite and more firm. Until you do leave, and then if you try to come back, we will reiterate what we told you before of no. So, let's read on. Removing Shamima Begum's citizenship after she went to Syria left her stateless and at risk of hanging, the court has heard. Her lawyer says Miss Begum, now 20, is in an incredibly fragile and dangerous position in a Syrian refugee camp. Well, that's good. That means Britain and America are doing their job. That means we're actually destroying the terrorists, and seeing as there are people who are at war with the West, even though the West don't seem to realise it, I'm glad that we've been able to decimate you. In fact, no more than that, because that's just removed by 10%. It's more like the opposite. You've only got 10% left, if that, but ISIS is down to a half square mile now. That yes, any, not just ISIS, but any terror cells, terror groups, any enemies, anyone who is waging war, said, well, yes, okay, don't start a fight that you can't finish, essentially. And obviously that also goes out to Antifa members as well, including Owen Jones. Yes, of course I'm going to bring him here. They look almost identical. So, they say after leaving London as a 15-year-old, Miss Begum lived under the rule of the Islamic State group for 3 years before being found in February. Yes, and she was making herself very cosy in that time, wasn't she? They mention that her son died, and that's trying to show how difficult it was to live there. Like, yes, funny that, isn't it? That if you decide to revert back to ancient technology, that the living standards seem to drop as well. Almost as if maybe you could have left then, seeing as it was unguarded and you could have walked out whenever you wanted. But no, you didn't, did you? Because that was a cause you believed in, and then until the tide was turning, and then eventually when you couldn't hold out any longer, said, oh no, I've been a victim this whole time, even though you have got people to die for it. That is unacceptable. You've got people to die for the cause, well, surely you should bravely face the noose yourself then, shouldn't you? So, they say after she was found in February, former Home Secretary Sajid stripped her of her UK citizenship. Well done, again. It's something quite you've actually done. So, they say Tom Hickman QC told the court that Miss Begum was challenging the decision on 3 grounds, including that it made his client stateless. Well, lol no, due to her Bangladeshi ancestry. But they're saying that she can't enter there because Bangladesh doesn't recognise her either. I was like, okay, cool, well, how about not our problem? How about that? How about surely that we're supposed to understand these other cultures and how they're so beautiful? It's like, well, cool. Well then, why didn't you go to that other beautiful culture? Oh, well, because they're not having you. Well then, how about hell no? They say SIAC has previously ruled, and that's the Special Immigration Appeals Commission, previously ruled that a British national of Bangladeshi heritage can't be stripped of her nationality if they're over 21 years old and do not already hold proof of the other nation's citizenship. Ms. Begum's case is different. She was 19 when she lost her citizenship. Her lawyers argue that Bangladeshi ministers have made clear they won't accept her and predict that the country's Supreme Court wouldn't overrule the politicians. So, yeah, 18, you've got decisions, you can make decisions for everything, but apparently not for that. That's a special case. What? Because it's like the only ISIS victims, or I suppose people who have had a brush with Islamic law, they're the only girls that Jeremy Corbyn cares about are ones that are trying to undermine the UK. And here's a fine example. They say the UK government claims that under Bangladeshi law, Ms. Begum, is a citizen by descent, and so she cannot be made stateless by losing her British citizenship. In its submission to court, it said any risks she faces are wholly unrelated. Love how emotionless this is. Like, yep, these are the facts. Cool, bye. To the citizenship decision and are a consequence of travelling to Syria and joining IS. Yeah, that's pretty high-ranking defection as far as I'm concerned. Her lawyers say Ms. Begum, back to Begum, okay, has never visited Bangladesh and does not speak Bengali. Oh no, what about... Let's not go into not speaking English. I get enough of that with my job. So how am I supposed to understand you? You don't speak English, and I don't speak a whole load of Middle Eastern languages. This isn't going to work. How about we decide some ground rules by we speak the language of the country we're in. Okay, cool. English, go. Oh, hang on. The Bangladeshi government has made clear it will not allow the appellant to go to the country. It has said that if she arrived covertly, she would be hanged, they said in legal papers. So about that wall Trump wants to build. So someone trying to sneak into the country in Bangladesh gets hanged. Somebody trying to sneak into America, well, they're just trying to stop it from happening in the first place. And if you do, then they send you back. It's as simple as that. Whereas in Bangladesh, yeah, they take you in and they take your life. So to finish off, let's keep it brief. The UK government has also claimed the Camp Rouge in northern Syria, where Ms. Begum now lives, is likely to be unguarded, meaning she was free to leave. But she didn't. But Ms. Tegman said there was no evidence for this and that the environment was incredibly fragile and dangerous. Don't go there in the first place. And isn't this just further proof then what an utter shit show it is? And why, if you go there in the first place, chances are you know what you're getting yourself into, and therefore you believe in the cause well enough to cause other men to sacrifice their lives. So maybe it's your turn. The conditions of the camp are wretched and squalid, as the death of her child demonstrates, he said. Let's not get into how involved she was with that, though, shall we? Ms. Begum has been abandoned there because the citizenship decision was designed to prevent her returning to the UK, he added. A second stage of Ms. Begum's legal challenge, to be heard at a later date, will look at the government's allegations that she poses an ongoing threat to national security. Well, yeah, she does. And the amount of people that are on watch lists 24/7 and yet still get away with stuff in the UK already is remarkable. So how about we start here, we draw a line in the sand and say, hey, we should have done this a long time ago, but we're doing it now, so no, goodbye. You left, you chose to leave, and we agree with that. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be here. And now, no, you can't come in. Simple as that. But of course, what if she comes covertly into the UK? Well, I'm sure that the British authorities will just let her stay anyway, so she'll probably end up doing that because she hasn't got anything to lose. And then, hey, why not claim some benefits while you're at it? Fake name, easy. Go hide somewhere that's highly got a high Arabic density or Middle Eastern density, and nobody will care. Go to Manchester. Oh wait. Yes, come see me. No, please. I think we have enough radicals and supporters around here, including there are some places you really don't want to go to, even during the day. So as soon as it gets dark in some areas near where I am, like Rochdale, for example, you go, yeah, these people are looking at me as the one white guy, a bit too menacingly. I'm going to leave. So, oh, Tesco, I could do with getting to... No, it's after dark. No, I'm not going. So no, I definitely don't feel safe in some of the places around here. And so basically so winter is so much fun because when the light drops, it's like, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to be spending half the day indoors now because I will not go outside. Yeah, because I know how anti-racist the police are, where they're more focused on stopping the white guy. having been stopped and searched before, to no avail, I might add. Yes, that's why I take martial arts lessons. That's why I've been studying that for as long as I have, because I want to be able to defend myself without the need of weapons, because I know that you're going to stop me. I'm going to carry it for prevention, but because if somebody wants to carry it to cause harm, they only need to carry it once, and so the chances of being stopped are negligible. But if you carry it around always because you're trying to protect yourself and therefore never use it, then the chances of you being stopped eventually become guaranteed. So, no. Things like that. I favour the criminals, really. If you're going to do it at all, then you have to do it completely. But why not just allow guns to be used for self-defence in the UK, and this problem will sort itself out so quickly. Unbelievably quickly. If you want to sort it, and if you're also worried about overpopulation, that'll be done. And I can guarantee it won't take long. You might see certain urban populations decrease rapidly, but hey, the police and the bleeding heart liberals might put up with this shit for some time, but I can assure you that the people on the ground will not. Not in the slightest. And then also you can see a greater concentration of criminals if you want to go to gang-on-gang warfare, not only in London at the moment and Manchester, with stabbings, but if you want to go out to America, Chicago, for example, gun-free zone, oh well, more guns are always the answer. And then decide, oh, well, something has to be done about this particular area. Oh, what's about this particular area? Oh, let's see, it's people who don't hold British values. I don't care where you were born, I don't care where you're from, but if you're not holding the values of the country you're in, then you would be happier if you left. Stop trying to create a new state within another country. I will not stand for that, and I will do everything I can to stop it from happening, hence this channel. But anyway, that's it for now. Let me know what you think below, if I'm too harsh in my language, if I'm too harsh in my thoughts, or if you think, oh yeah, yes, that's a good point. Seeing as the politicians aren't listening to the people, it's about time the people were allowed to do something themselves. And hey, if the politicians are worried about the amount of police needed and police cuts, then just allow people to defend themselves, and the problem will sort itself out very quickly. Because you'll soon see how strong people are when they don't have the police with their quotas to hide behind. And also, it comes back to, don't pick a fight unless you can finish it. When you have a great equalizer, just, especially for then the amount of girls, young women, who will then be packing, who will then be armed because they can be, and therefore they can defend themselves against any assailant. And the problem of rape gangs will decrease tremendously. And if you think, oh, they're too young, just wait till their mothers get hold of them. Anyway, that's it for me. Although maybe bigger families are an answer as well. There's definitely a safety net in having a load of brothers. So thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments below. Always intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful week.